Yo, what is good with you guys? So I wanted this one to be just a little bit unique. I'm giving away 3 copies of my 𝕃𝕊𝔼𝕆, the Trilogy drum kit, to people who comment. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So very first thing I did was I pulled up this bank called shreddage 3, and it was a Hydra one right here. That's really important to get the Hydra one. And it's velocity sensitive, which basically means that it plays a different sample depending on how hard you hit the key. So yeah, I actually laid down this like really low pattern right here. So you can see right here, I really kind of mess with the velocities. So essentially these are just like the root notes and really nothing crazy at all. All you want to do is just kind of play around with it. But yeah, then I added this other guitar right here, and this is all from like the shreddage 3 Hydra bank, 𝕃𝕊𝔼𝕆 solo lead one. And I made this pattern. Nothing on the velocities except for like maybe 1. So yeah, as you can see, I just made this pattern right here and I copied it over and pitched it up 1. So essentially the way I recommend doing it, unmute the other pattern, and let's go ahead and build something. I'm going to kind of lay down the first notes where I want the 808s to go. Let me copy this over. Copy that over. Let me switch up the ending. Then we copy all this over and I'm going to pitch it up. So you can see some of the notes don't even play just because it doesn't even go that high. So we could just pitch it down instead. So let me put back the original pattern. So after that, I added this one effect that I found from Playbox. Super creepy. It's not a specific preset or anything. I just randomly clicked this dice right here until it generated that preset. So yeah, I recommend finding a pad like that to really add in there to add tension. And then I opened another Hydra and I used a Hydra entombed. I don't even know, bro. But yeah, it's just like 1, 2, 3 right here. And I did this to kind of accent the 808s. Alright, so if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. We're really trying to hit 100K this year, so yeah. And then I added another one to pretty much do the same thing, and I added the Hydra killer mutes. So yeah, remember what I said about like multiple velocity levels? You see right here how everything kind of works out, and then just right here. And then when you combine it with everything else, so yeah, directly after that, I just added this 808 right here, and this is the Infinite 808 from the 𝕃𝕊𝔼𝕆, the Trilogy drum kit. Make sure to pull back on the 808 just a little bit. It just makes kind of a bland 808 pattern sound so much more advanced. So this is like without it. Try these low notes right here. It's like really unorthodox and it adds like a really good pause while still like having a little bit of the 808. Oh yeah, so I did add a few effects to that 808. The first one is I just went into here, turned up the RM mix right here. It just adds like a little high pitch sound. And then I just added an ozone imager right here. So this is without, and this is with. I never widened the lower frequencies. The higher frequencies right here, I make sure to, widen. Next, I went ahead and threw on the kick, and this is the ballistics kick from the 𝕃𝕊𝔹𝕆 the Trilogy kit. Then I added the classic hi-hat, also from 𝕃𝕊𝔹𝕆 the Trilogy. So as you can see, 90% of the work here is being done by like the 808 and the melody. Keep the drums pretty simple. Then I added this open hat right here. It's a Ravine open hat, also of course from 𝕃𝕊𝔹𝕆 the Trilogy. I emphasized the first two ones and then I just kind of let it play out just really low down here. And I did that because it kind of adds an air to the track. Once you start adding all of the other drums, you're not gonna be able to really hear it anymore. It really starts to become like a subconscious thing. You can also do this with a live hat loop. This is the original right here. And this is also from 𝕃𝕊𝔹𝕆 the Trilogy. It has like a whole section for like live hat loops. So yeah, it's like super trap stuff mostly. Threw on this other 808 right here, and it's the Venom 808, also from the Trilogy. I'll explain the weird pattern later. The sole purpose of it was to just layer the original 808. So I pitch it up to cut out all the low end right here. And then I'm just gonna spread it out just a little bit. Does sound a little bit weird, but when you unmute everything, I couldn't imagine the track without it. So I'm just gonna turn it on and off so you can see the difference. Huge difference. This 808 has like it's like a little knock sound, like right here. Like knock, 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 you know what I mean? Didn't mean to do that, but it sounded really good in the mix to add more rhythm. Like I like that little knocking sound or whatever. I know it sounds bad soloed because I processed it while everything else before it was playing. And that helps to ensure that you get an actually good mix. So then I added this other open hat right here, the Culture open hat from the same drum kit. Just like same thing, like every 2 bars. Finally, I added a clap. I like to kind of fill everything in first before I add like a clap. It's just satisfying to add that clap at the very end. So yes, I know it is a little bit quiet, so I added this other snare right here. And you'll notice that those snares are tucked away in the background. Like I didn't put them up front or anything like that. I wanted it to be like kind of subtle. And then to kind of accent those snares a little bit, I added this other snare. This is a Playboy snare. And that's the whole beat right there, man. Just threw in this riser. This is a shattered riser. And then I just threw in a reverse kick right here, just like that. It sounds really cool right before the drop. Then just a tag. verse right here. Got a little pre-hook. And then the whole thing repeats. So I just took all this, copied it over like 3 times or whatever. The master is literally just a soft clipper, bro. Like, the secret to a good mix is just, like I said earlier, building on the sounds while the previous stuff is playing and getting your leveling just right. You can also watch my tips video for the trick that I use on my kicks to make them hit really hard. All right, like I said earlier, we're trying to hit 100K this year, so I'd really appreciate it if y'all would subscribe, especially if you're new. Liking the video also really helps me too. So yeah, till next time.